Hello there. How's everybody this evening? Here we go. How's everybody doing tonight? Bear with me just a moment while we get everything set up. Going to continue our stream of the Wizardry Proving Grounds of the Mad Overlord Remake. It's been quite a popular stream so far, which kind of surprised me, honestly, because being a remake of a game that's over 40 years old, I didn't expect a whole lot of, a whole lot of action or attention off of it. But as it turns out, there's quite a few old grognards like myself out there that are interested in seeing what this is all about. Before we start, I'll just kind of give a quick refresher. Wizardry is probably my favorite game of all time. I say that, and it's difficult to say that because I love so many other games, but it is probably the first game that really ever gave me that complete sense of wonder, where I would literally dream about it and sort of obsess over it when I was a kid playing it for the first time. I first encountered the game on my friend's father's computer, an old black and white Macintosh. I think it was the 1984 Mac. I don't remember. But late night slumber party at a friend's house, playing the game with his father's characters, ended up killing all of them. But in Wizardry, that's not the end. The characters were dead and laying in the labyrinth, which is not the end of the line, because you can create new characters and recruit them into a party. You can venture into the labyrinth, and you can find the dead characters and drag their bodies back to town for resurrection, which is what we decided to do, because had we left his father's favorite characters dead in that maze, my friend would have been in big, big trouble. So we made it an all-night mission to retrieve those characters, and it ended up giving us a really wonderful story. And again, what's a better way to be introduced to a game than something like that? Hey, SetoCat, how you doing? Hello, Danny. Welcome to the chat. Just sort of, you haven't missed anything, don't worry. Just sort of recapping, my introduction to this game many, many years ago. I want to say it was in the, I don't know, 1989, 1990 maybe. I was still living in Japan at the time, so it was a long, long time ago. So if you watched last night, then you saw that we continued to explore the second level of the dungeon and lost a character. Did not lose a character, but a character was killed. And the resurrection cost at the temple was very high. I'm not having a great day, bro. How are you? Well, I'm sorry to hear that, SetoCat. I hope your day gets better. I didn't have the best day either, but at the same time, it's over now, and we kind of get to start over tomorrow. So don't let things at work get to you. You're there to make a paycheck. Clock in, clock out, go home and have fun, right? That's the way I look at it. But I'm glad to see both of you here. Another person is in the chat. Feel free to introduce yourself. Feel free to ask any questions. I'm happy to answer any questions related to the game, but this newer version, some of the differences, some of the changes, I may not have all the answers on, so bear with me when it comes to that. Hey, whose butt do I need to beat up? I don't know, Danny, but I'm sure SetoCat will be able to give you the information. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get this thing started. Hey yo, hey, how's it going? Good to see you again. So I said last night that I would play a little bit behind the scenes and earn enough money to resurrect that character, and that's what I've done. I've earned enough money to resurrect the character, but I have not resurrected Kyler yet. We're going to do that here in just a second. I got fussed at for saying what I was told to do. I was told to stop arguing. No, I don't know the specifics of that. I wasn't privy to that. But I hope it gets better. For what it's worth, I think you do a fantastic job. And I wouldn't stress too much about it. You know, there's a lot of things I can't talk about when it comes to work. But I wouldn't say you are at any risk of anything bad, so don't worry. Trevelyan Hart. I hope I said that right. Trevelyan Hart. Trevelyan Hart. Alright. So here we are. Kyler is dead. Resurrection fee is 1,250 gold pieces. I have 13 gold pieces. Let's bring it back and hope it's successful. And there he is. He's good. So Kyler is moved to the tavern. And he's also ready to level up. So he had a lot of experience in that death. So let's go ahead and level him up. Stay at the inn, the stables, which are free. So Kyler is the one that's going to be my lord. So I'm going to go ahead and dump all of his bonus points into piety because I know we need that stat for the lord. Alright, so just going to rest up all my mages. Was one of your absolute favorite people, Dan? Oh, now I'm curious. I don't know who Danny's favorite person is. Love the artwork on these loading screens again. So first things first, let's go ahead and fix our lineup. Put Kyler in the front. Go ahead and put Wilma in the front. Now Kyler's weak. He just came back from the dead, right? So let's go ahead and heal him up. In fact, let's heal everybody up. Get Brundorf healed up here. Only got 2 more heal spells on her. Let's go ahead and just max Brundorf out. Now, Shorty has some heal spells as well. How many more do we have? 3 more. Lots of healing. And again, the reason that I like to do this, the reason I go to the dungeon and cast the healing spells instead of resting at the inn, is because when characters rest at the inn, they age, right? Plus it costs money. Now I know obviously Wilma here, her Vim, as it's called in this version of the game, is going down, but it's not by much. But it is cheaper than resting at the inn, and I only have 63 gold pieces too, so this is the most cost-effective way to heal my characters. And that's good enough. I'll take that. One more back up and rest, and then we venture down. Alright, so give me a clue. What's the first initial? What's the first initial, Shadowcat? Ah. Say no more. Alright, so we are headed to level 2 by stairs. Now, yesterday we started exploring level 2, and we found a couple cool things. First of all, we used our bronze key that we found on level 1. We used our silver key that we found on level 1 to unlock doors on level 2. And that let us find some statuettes. In fact, let's see. We found a statue of the bear. And there's another statue on this level too. Hey, do you folks know each other? Yes, we actually do. Shadowcat, Danny, and myself are real life friends. We don't get to see each other very much, unfortunately. Well, I see Shadowcat just about every day. But we rarely get to see Danny. Cast my Duma pick here so I can see where I'm at. Alright, so I see where we need to go. We need to go south of here. And I believe Merlin here has a couple cool spells for us. Maybe not. Maybe is it... Who has the good... Oh, it's Wilma. That's right. Wilma now has the low Milwa spell, which lights up the dungeon quite a bit, lets us see those hidden doors like Milwa does, but for a longer period of time. Let's cast that. Wow, see, we can see much better now. Alright, so we're going this way. We unlock the door with the bronze key. We miss you too, Danny. Truly. Most of the time, Trevlin, it is just these two in the chat. Sometimes we have some random people stumble in and out. The other night, though, we had quite a crowd when we first started this game. Had the developers of the game actually pop in and say hello, which was always cool. So, of course, Wilma is the one that got paralyzed. And she's the only one that can cure paralyzation. Which means we now immediately have to turn around and head back to town and spend money. Don't forget that part. To unparalyze her. So, once again, our progress into the dungeon reached a quick halt. And somebody's going to get poisoned here. Watch that. But as I was saying, our progress into the dungeon was halted by a terrible affliction. Now, eventually, as the characters level, it's harder for them to become afflicted in such a way. Did I go the wrong way? I went completely the wrong way. Let's see how much it's going to cost to bring Wilma back. $600. All right. So I'm going to let y'all in on a secret little cheat. Okay? I don't have 600 gold right now. I don't want to sell anything because all the items that I have are equipped and come in handy. So watch this cool little trick. I'm going to create a character. We'll name him number 1. Alright, so now we're going to go to the tavern and we're going to remove Wilma from the party. We're going to add Mr. Number 1 to the party. Now, every time a character is created, they get an amount of gold to start off with. So we've added number 1 to the party, and he has gold that we didn't have. So when we return to town, everybody pools all their gold. Now I've gone to 370 gold that we added his gold to the pool. So what we're going to do is really mean. We're going to tell Mr. Number 1 that he's not needed anymore. In fact, we're just going to delete him from the game. And then we'll ask his buddy, Number 2, to join us instead. Now, Miss number 2 is in the party. We're going to go into the maze. We're going to look around. We're going to change our mind. We're going to go back. But when we go back to town, she's going to be nice and she's going to give us her gold. But we're going to decide we don't need her anymore. We're going to tell her to kick rocks. But, you know, we'll go ahead and invite number 3. So you can see where this is going. And by the time number 3 comes back to town and adds their gold to our pockets, whoa, look at that. We now have enough to restore Wilma. So we'll say goodbye to number 3. We'll go to the tavern and add Wilma back to the party. And now we're ready to go back to the dungeon. So this is an old trick, actually. This is one that people would do all the time in the original game. They would create five characters, pool all the gold, get rid of the 5 characters, do 5 more, do this over and over and over and over before they even set foot into the dungeon. Then they would take all that gold and buy the most expensive armor and weapons that the shop had to sell and equip their characters with the best of the best from the very beginning. Oops. And even though it's blatant cheating, right? No one ever really said anything about it because the game was so difficult. Oh, but Shadowcat, I want to show you something. This came in the mail today. Just came out today. It is the newest D&D release. It is actually an expansion and a rewrite of the first adventure from the starter box set. They added 2 more chapters to it and fixed some of the issues people had with it. I can't wait to run the new material. Alright, so as one of my friends would say, if it's in the game, it's not cheating. And that's one way to look at it. Because you're not cheating so much as you are cleverly exploiting the game mechanics. Alright. So let's see, where are we now? This is where we got in trouble earlier. Friendly level 1 mages, we will leave in peace. Alright, let's once again cast all our spells. So a dupe hack or something like that. Now that's a bit of a different story. Because exploiting a bug in the game is different than exploiting mechanics, at least in my opinion, for what it's worth. All right, so in this room, we've been a little down here. But where we're at now, this is all new ground. Dead end. Oops. Let's check the other side. On a silvery disc stands a statue of a frog wearing a red and blue cape. The statue animates and shakes its legs while yelling, "Yeah, yeah." So we're going to search. And we found a statuette of a frog. In case you young people don't get it, that's a reference to a old Looney Tunes cartoon And this fight's going to make me mad because it's going to poison somebody right there. Poison 2 people, actually. So that's okay, because we have made progress. We got the frog statue, and the frog statue and the bear statue together will get us access to a room that we've been unable to get to. So let's go ahead and give these guys a real sizzling time right here. Whoa, look at that. That was awesome. Michigan J. Frog. Is that his name? I never knew he had a name. Alright. So as much as I would love to continue to explore, we've got to hightail it back to town. That's the hello my baby, hello my honey frog, right? A D&D player. I still play old school 2E. When everyone isn't sick, we play Wednesday nights. That's fantastic. I used to play 2nd edition. In fact, I got into D&D right as 1st edition was transitioning to 2nd edition. In fact, I had this little booklet. I don't remember. I think it came with Dragon magazine maybe, and it was a guide to help you convert things from 1st to 2nd edition. I don't have it anymore, but I used to. Despite the fact that I played 2nd edition the most, I always preferred 1E to 2nd edition. These days, of course, I play 5E because I like it just fine. Don't get to play it nearly as much as I'd like to, though. I try to drag my family into it, and it's just very difficult to get everybody on the same page on the same days. There we are. And I don't feel confident enough in my DM abilities to DM for people who are not my family. So I found out a lot of cool information about the frog. Let's hear it. Oops, I always do that. Hey, welcome to the stream there. Have any questions? Just drop it in the chat. The frog, he was originally a one-shot character in Merry Melodies. Yeah, I think that's right. But let me guess, he was so popular that they brought him back. Alright, level 1, 4 small humanoids. They look like orcs. We should blow right through this fight. And he ran away. Alright. So let's head to level 2 and let's use this frog and bear statue. I honestly do not remember what's behind the checkpoint for these 2 items. Because it's been so long since I've played this. Alright, so let me cast my spells here. We'll do a low Milwa. So I want to go this way. Go through here, and it's right here. This was where we had to use the bear statue. His first name was Enrico in the Bugs Bunny show in 1960. Wow, Enrico. The party unlocks the door with the statuette of the bear. The party unlocks the door with the statuette of the frog. So let's see what's behind here. I don't remember if it's a fight. I don't remember if it's another item. Or it could be just darkness. So the reason I'm bumping into the walls is because if I don't touch the walls, my character doesn't know it's there. Oh, look at that. And so I'm mapping this as we go. You can see it draw on the left-hand side of the screen. The character's later lasting name came from the song The Michigan Rag. Oh, that's the song he sings. Okay, so here we have some gas clouds. If I remember right, these gas clouds are susceptible to fire. So let's go ahead. Oh, what was that? Oh, good. Shorty can dispel now, too. Let's go ahead and do a Mahalito. $3d6, $4d6. With no chance. Okay, here we go. Actually, we're doing pretty good without the spell, but the spell made that a cinch. So there's a door here. Here we go. In this room is a statue of a monster with the body of a chicken and the head of a cat. The statue is made of bronze and lies on an onyx pedestal. There are unusual runes on a plaque thereon. We have a fight with two priests. Two level 1 priests should be no problem. And one guy ran away, one guy got killed. We have a chest. We inspect the chest. Believe it's no trap. No trap found. 120 gold. Got a large shield. Party found a gold key. The gold key is actually from the pedestal that we found. I think the encounter was just random. So now we have a gold key. That was the whole purpose of this maze in this room. I want to inspect Kyler. Look at his items. He's got a large shield. Interesting. I'm going to give the shield to Shorty because I think it's Shorty. Does Shorty have this ability yet? Shorty does not have the ability to identify items yet, but that is what Latuma Pick does. Oh no, Latuma Pick does the monsters. My mistake, I'm sorry. So I have to level up my bishop, I guess, a bit more before I can identify the items. I could have sworn that was something I should be able to do already. Alright, so that is all of this room. That's its sole purpose. Was to give us the gold key. So let's do a pick spell. Let's have Shorty cast it, because does Shorty have it? Yes. So that updates our map. I remember this little mini map here above my camera is simply just the characters mapping as they go. But this is a record of what we've mapped. But we can only see it when we cast the spell. Now we can look back and see what it looked like the last time we cast it, but we can't see it in real time. So right now, we're going to just go south, because just south of us is an area we have yet to explore. And we've got some Vorpal bunnies. Shadowcat, you're going to like this. And what do we do when we see the Vorpal bunnies?
Run away! Run away!
Actually, I'm going to try to put him to sleep, and it was not effective at all. I'll have you know, I got that sound prepared when I knew I was going to play this game, just for these little rascals here. Again, it's dangerous to go this deep into the dungeon. One wrong move, right? And we can lose the whole party. Merlin's ready for a level up. If I was smart, I would really be thinking about heading back to town at this point. It's got teeth like this. Small room, no funny walls that I can see. Hey there, welcome to the stream. If you have any questions about the game, just drop it in the chat. I'll be happy to answer to the best of my ability. So we have zombies. Zombies are bad because they can paralyze, right? And they always seem to paralyze Wilma, who is my priest, who is the one person that can cure paralyzation, but she can't do it if she's paralyzed. See, they hit her every time. We got lucky this time, though. So this time, oops, our big takeaway from this excursion down was the gold key. We have the gold key. But let's go to town, level up Merlin, and rest. And we'll come down and see if we can figure out where this gold key goes to. And again, over the last few days, I've walked this path from the first to the second level so many times, I do have it memorized. Right, Merlin, what are you getting this time, my friend? Did he get any new spells, I wonder? Let's put the rest of the spellcasters in the inn also. Alright. Poor Wilma. Poor Wilma be so done with life. Let's see if Merlin got any new spells. He did. Moreless, which is a fear spell, and Dalto, which is a blizzard spell. Dalto does a AoE, it's a group, so when we fight monsters and you see two different kinds, each one is a group, so he can pick which group he's going to attack. I like the group spells a lot. You'll notice that we haven't been playing very long. Merlin's only a level 7 character, yet he's already got the first 4 groups of spells. Wizardry characters don't really level that high. I think back when I used to play last time, like level 20 and up was like endgame. Alright, here we are. Let's do our thing. Lomilla. And we'll do a... Let's see where we're at. Where do we go? Where do we go now? We've been just about everywhere except this big room in the south. That's almost dead south from us now. So let's venture there. Bronze key. Probably a level 1 mage if I had to guess. Easy. As long as I don't come across those cruds, we'll be fine. Those creeping cruds. We've not seen a lot of traps yet in the game. I always seem to remember almost every chest having a trap. And here's going to be our creeping cruds. I don't like these guys at all. But I surprised them, so that's good. But we're going to go ahead and take them out real quick. I don't want to mess with these guys. See, my 2 melee characters missed. Please don't poison me. Please don't poison me. There we go. Woo! That was a close one. Close as in I didn't want to get poisoned. Which is something these guys like to do. Trapless chest. Good going. Thank you. Thank you. Alright. So where to go, right? Let's see. I don't truly believe this is the whole second floor. It could be. It's been a long time. There's a lot of unexplored spaces. It could be rock. You don't really know until later in the game. You just try teleporting to random coordinates that you've not reached. But I don't see any doors that we haven't hit. I know on the big map on the screen it shows that bottom room, but that's actually where we're at. When in doubt, hump the walls. Yes, yes. I want to say my memory tells me there was something to the left, like around 11-1 or 11-2, maybe a hidden door there. We may make an excursion just to see. But my memory could be wrong. Could very well be wrong. Seems like it is. Alright, so does this mean it's on to level 3? I think that's what we're going to do. Or you know what? Actually, you know what? You know what we haven't seen? Is an elevator on this level. And I know there is one because we found an elevator on level 1. So, instead of going to level 3, let's go back to level 1 and find that elevator and see where on level 2 it takes us. Because I think it'll take us to one of these uncharted areas. Well, that was a little late. That spell hit a little late to be worth anything. Hey there, welcome to the stream. If you have any questions about the game, feel free to drop it in the chat. I will do my best to answer. Alright, friends, so what we're going to do now is we're going to go to the elevator here on level 1, which if you look at the map here, it is in the coordinates 8, 10. That's what that symbolizes. And the way we get there is we go through here into the dark area, and it's really pretty simple. We just go all the way up till we hit a wall, shift to the right, and just continue to go north until we find the elevator. Let's go down to floor 2. We've not used the elevator in the game yet. Alright, so as you can see on the map here, the mini-map, we've never been here before. So let's cast that Doom-a-Pick spell, and that will tell us where we actually are in relation to everything else. So yeah, right in front of us is a one room with a square room. Well, looked like it, but it's actually... Is there really going to be nothing here? What do we have? We have 3 groups of monsters. Creeping coins. This could be really bad. Really bad. So we're gonna go like all out, right? First thing we're gonna do is make sure we can hit these guys pretty easy by debuffing them. Then we're going to hit this second group here. Ooh, took out a whole line. That's good. They're missing us. Their attacks are missing. Very good. But like, just look at the lineup, right? They just get to keep going. Finally, that spell fired off late. So we're going to attack the front line. We are once again going to hit the back line to wipe it out with a Mahalito spell. What did you miss? We took the elevator to the second floor, found a new room that we were unable to access before, and in it was a slew of creeping coin monsters. But I think we're about to win the fight. A lot of EXP off of that. You see that? That's a nice farm spot. Can I trigger that again? I don't remember if that's recurring or not, to be honest. I'm gonna go up and back down because I just want to see if I can trigger that fight again. Because they didn't hit me, right? Can we do it again? No, it was just luck of the draw, I guess. That was cool, though. So I've got 3 characters ready to level up. So after this fight, we're going to go back to town, level them, rest, especially now that she's poisoned. Excuse me. So, we think this chest is trapped with splinters, so we're going to try our best to disarm that trap. And we were successful. Elevator to floor 1. And now we're going to use that little shortcut to warp right back to town. That is 7 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Did I miscount? I must have miscounted. I never used to do that. There we are. I like that spot because it takes you straight to town. It's always nice to have a shortcut. And that's why that exists. All right. So I believe we've now seen everything on level 1 and level 2. Let's do a quick little cheese heal in the dungeon here, and then we will go down to level 3. I don't think we're going to dive into it too deep, but let's get a taste of what it has to offer. That's good enough. Wilma and Shorty in the stables to recover their MP. And into the maze we go. And at the very end of this long, windy corridor are the stairs down to level 3. Quarter seems like it will never end. But there it is. So we've not been to level 3 yet. Let's get an idea of where we're at. First of all, cast Low Millwall, which is a big light spell. Let's go to Shorty. Let's have Shorty do the Doom to see where we're at. So we're up here. Looks about the same either way. So let's go north. I see a hidden door. You see the wall here? That's indicative of a hidden door. Six amphibians. We have a new monster now. Giant toads. Now, what are frogs? Typically in these games, amphibians are weak to ice. So let's test it. Let's give them an ice blast. Oh, and they poison us. That worked. But now I want to turn around and go to town because Wilma's poisoned. So we took one step into level 3 and I've already been forced to retreat. Which is okay because I was just reminded that I found a shield earlier that we did not identify. Now Wilma normally would not survive this long trek, but she can heal herself. Which now would be the time to do that. So a lot of repetitiveness, right, in the game. And again, that's by design. This game wasn't built in 1981 to be streamed and maintain, be interesting while streaming. It was intended to keep you on your toes, which is exactly what it does. What are the coins? The coins are monsters. They're creeping coins. So they're like, you could think of them as monsters disguised as coins, perhaps. Bugs, I think, is in lore what I think they actually are. They're there to attract greedy people, and then they consume their prey. But they rarely hit for whatever reason. See, the name of the monster has a question mark at the end of it. Are they coins? Or are they something else? Love the EXP they give, though. Good lord. We're almost home free, Wilma. Don't worry. So I'll be glad when she unlocks a spell that will allow her to cure poison. I can buy one, and I can buy a potion in the shop, but it's kind of pricey. All right. Let's get Wilma home. Although I think it'd be smart to give her one more little kick. There we go. So I like that in this version of the game, the keys and the statues are put in a key inventory. Normally they have to sit in your character's inventory and take up space. And even after you use them, you'd be afraid to throw them away, just in case you needed them again, which you never really did. And Frodette needs to level up. Okay. So I know I've only played for an hour, but I think this would make a great stopping point for tonight. Tomorrow I have plenty of free time and I can stream for a long time. Tomorrow I think I'd like to get level 3 cleared out and maybe even take a good look at level 4. Level 4 has some really fun stuff on it. Technically I could get to it now already, but it would be a lot of fun to wait to reveal what's on level 4. So thanks for tuning in tonight. Thanks for keeping me company and checking out Wizardry. Again, think of any questions that you might have, and next time I stream, drop them in the chat. I'll be happy to answer. Thanks again for hanging out. I hope everybody has a great evening.